Hey, this is Ross Payton with Role-Playing Public Radio. This is Heart, the City Beneath, Episode 2 of Descending Derelictus. A group of ne'er-do-wells and misanthropes wandering around in the Heart, the City Beneath, a massive extra-dimensional dungeon that forms to your own desires, kind of, sort of.
Complicated.
It is complicated. In our last session, 3 adventurers descended in there, asked to find a giant crab, and unfortunately, they
got sidetracked
just a tad by picking a fight with a giant, unnatural metallic monster.
Since it's dead, I'm going to claim it started it.
It started it. Yep, definitely. You did just fire on it. Because it was in your way. Yeah.
The only witnesses were us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But licking their wounds, retreating back to the safety of Derelictus, our heroes are once again plotting their moves. Now, however, one character, Outis Phyz, has disappeared into a door in the attic of the halfway house. So the halfway house is literally half a house cut in half crosswise, so that the one side of the walls are just gone and faces a void at the edge of Derelictus, which sits near tier 0 near the top of the heart. But each of you have claimed a room. Rakk the gnoll cleaver has claimed the kitchen and a larder that sits over the void, a set of scaffolding.
That's where I sleep. Mm-hmm. I like it there.
And then Garanhon Pearce, the Vermissian knight, has claimed the basement where he works on the turnstile and other artifacts and machinery of the Vermissian train network. But of course, your other roommate has reappeared from their latest. Where were you? Valanthe, please, played of course by David. Please introduce your character as you return to the halfway house. And what room do you have? The attic, the basement, and the kitchen are claimed, but we have not really specified the other rooms in this house.
Well, there is that lovely master bedroom right over there with the 4-post bed. Or rather, I should say, 3-post bed.
Oh,
but it's quite comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Is one post cut off as the bed is precipitously near the edge?
The bed is, well, one might say that, yes. The mattress is shaped like a great big pentagon now, but you only really notice it if you're looking at the foot of the bed from the right angle from inside of it, because the curtains around the rest of the bed are just, you know what, it's fine. I love this room. It's mine.
So please tell us about your character.
Well, there's not really much to say. I'm totally not a witch. Mm-hmm. Wink. Mr. Skitters and I were off on a nice little expedition into the heart, and we found a trail of apples that we decided to follow, and I'm not much of an expert on apples, but when I got to the end of the trail, these last 3 were worrisome, because the first of them had far too many legs for an apple. The second
just the right
one,
amount of legs.
Well, you say that, but I'm sure that I don't know exactly how many legs an apple is supposed to have. I am not an expert on these things. It's a surface fruit.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, we drow tend to stay away from the horrid sunlight. But I will say that the second apple had just the right amount of blood vessels in it. It was a large number of them. And then if you look at this third one, it's rather intricately carved, almost like a little jack-o'-lantern / dollhouse. And I thought I would bring this one back because, well, to be fair, out of the 3, it was the one that was trying to attack me and Skitters the least.
Sounds legit.
And look at the craftsmanship. I mean, you can make out... There's furniture inside this thing.
There is furniture inside this thing.
Rakk, why are you spitting teeth?
I'm not anymore, but it was a weird day. I have a whole pile of teeth.
Yes, so Valanthe, you quickly get caught up on their adventure out. They're also no longer welcome in Saunderwood, a haven along the way, and the Temple of Community, unless you make some bribes to make amends with that. So that's something you'll have to deal with. But if you want to get paid from Varuth, the merchant who wants you to find a turquoise crab in the Sump Station, the Vermissian Sump Station, I believe he'll pay each of you 2 resources of D8 value, of Haven or of Technology. You'll have to first cross the Veins of Desire, and then you'll have to find a new way. There are some options available to you, but you can also, of course, pursue your own. This is a character-driven game, so you can pursue your own story beats.
Now, when you say a turquoise crab, Rakk, I'm not talking to you on this one because I know that you're going to tell me that this is a giant crab made entirely out of turquoise that we have to vanquish. Garanhon, is it an actual crab or is it a jewelry crab? Do we know?
Well, unfortunately, because of the fact that we got sidelined by another fight, we really don't know. We have lots of options, and granted, I do need to go back to where we were because we have a mystical vendor that I need to bring back.
You need to bring back a mystical vendor?
The vending machine.
Oh, the vending machine, not a vendor. Slight difference.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yes, there is a... Oh, you actually... Yeah. So, yeah, there is a vending machine in a sealed chamber in the Sump Station from the Vermissian train network, which is a incredibly valuable resource. But also, it's the size of, an actual vending machine. So, it big, it heavy.
But luckily enough, though, because of the issues that we had with dealing with an underwater situation, I have managed to rig up something and bring up what looks like the most unsafe diving bell helmet that you have ever seen. So that it's just complete patchwork of glass and metal shards that somehow seems to cover his head. So I should be able to get underneath there and take it out without an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Should be and is are sometimes 2 entirely different things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so who do we need to speak to be able to pursue this crab?
Well, you already got information on the crab. You actually found a poet who told you the crab's pattern of movement inside the Sump Station. The problem is getting to the Sump Station. You kind of the fight was right outside the Sump Station. You didn't even get in there, but that giant, the Sourceborn construct, which is what you fought, you did trash. So hopefully you've only rested a couple days. Hopefully nothing's taken its place there. The main question is, do you want to go the exact same route and deal with the people of Saunderwood who really don't like you? Because one of you did go into the room you're not supposed to go into and mess some things up. Or do you want to try and find a new path?
What?
Uh-huh.
We could, I could definitely go ahead and try to delve a new path and see what's the opposite side of it.
Yeah. So, Valanthe, we can... I mean, the first part of your journey is still the same, the Veins of Desire. So that is a Resistance 6 chasm. Basically, the veins of the heart, which are giant organic veins, serve as sort of rope tendrils extending over this chasm between Derelictus and the route you want to go to. So it's the delve skill is your standard exploring, navigating hazardous terrain. So someone needs you basically you can make delve is the main skill, but you can make other skill checks to get across it. So theoretically, you could get it one shot if Garanhon rolls a 6 on his delve roll after he succeeds. But yeah, this is just sort of your basic. Everyone starts at 0 stress. Garanhon, you're in trouble. Sunderwood, you also have empty rations still. And what does that mean? I believe
I couldn't gain any more.
Empty rations. Yeah, you cannot use supplies protection. So yeah, you don't have any. You can't get armor for supplies. So
which is kind of fine. Like, I don't have any particular protection for my supplies, so
yeah. Let's see here. Actually, it's kind of weird that they have that, but like the half rations is another one, but that's actually seemingly worse. Actually, I'm going to give you half rations as well because that's the same. Well, I'm going to give you the same penalty because it doesn't make sense. You have one and not the other. Whenever you remove stress, roll 2 dice and pick the lowest of the 2. Another party can remove this fallout by marking D6 stress to supplies.
Okay.
So either of you can do that, or if you have a resource to spend of D6, you can just remove it entirely.
Okay.
So what are you going to do? Are you just going to keep going with it with no food?
Well, at the moment, in this case, was I able, because we talked about at the beginning, was I able to actually take away the stress from the supplies that I had last week?
Yeah, your stress is all reduced back to 0.
Okay.
But your fallout stays. So Rakk or Valanthe can give you their rations, and they take D6 stress to supplies.
Can I hunt for additional rations?
Not here. This is a city.
When we get further,
yeah.
Could, technically, but I'm not going to.
Yeah.
Because what is a ration is different to me.
Mm-hmm. So let's see here. Yeah. All right. So we'll just continue on. Nobody said anything.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'm hoping I can find something else out there that I can trade for, or trade in addition to the D4 that I have.
Okay. Very good. So, do you want to make that first delve check?
Yep, I can. So
okay. This is a wild domain. I believe that's one of the domains. Yeah, here it is. Domains. Yeah, wild, because it's a big old chasm. Wilderness, and obviously the delve skill. So you get 1d10 from that. You have 1d10 from you. Do you have the delve skill check mark?
I do. So that is my primary. So yeah, I have. So I'll be rolling 2 dice.
Yep. And it's just standard difficulty.
Okay. Try to do everything from both systems. All right. Looks like those are failures.
Yep. All right. So this is going to be D4 stress. I'm going to say this is to fortune. You push your luck. You take 4 to stress to that. Let's see here. All right. Then I get to roll a D12 to see if you take fallout. It's just not your day.
Well, it's die spot, so yes, that's the point.
Nope, no fallout. You just have 4 stress to fortune.
Okay.
So Valanthe, you can make other skill checks to reduce the resistance of this delve. Think of it like the resistance as the hit points, to sort of abstract how to get across this chasm. Do you have any relevant skills that would be helpful?
Well,
or abilities?
Let's see. I've got sneak. I do have a couple of different domains. I've got haven, occult. My skills are compel, mend, and sneak.
Okay, you can still try without any of those. Sneak, I would allow. You could stalk another group of delvers and see how they do it. But the fallout will definitely be blood. You're risking blood stress because they'll see you and sort of throw rocks and or arrows at you. Depending, they'll throw D6 blood worth of projectiles at you to drive you away so they can keep their secret route secret. But if you succeed, you'll be able to roll D4 on the resistance because you'll get some crucial intel. So you can roll sneak.
All right. So let's see. Since we have, all right, I'm still trying to figure this out. That's 2d10 for me, right?
Yes. one base and one for the skill. You don't have wild, and you don't have mastery on anything. So, all right. Very good. With a 9, you succeed and take no stress. So you are able to spy on another group of delvers, and you see a very useful route that looks like you can just jump across it without having to use. It's narrow enough that you just have to take a running jump across it. Or you could, one person could, and then the other person could carry a rope that the others could use instead of having to rely on these veins. The problem with the veins is some of them have gone rotten, and so if you put your weight on them, they'll you'll fall into the void. So go and roll a D. I have a thought on that as well. An ability, but it's definitely going to be hey, let me take this rope. Well, would you two look over here for just a minute? Rakk, isn't that a lovely boulder? Can you describe that boulder to me in about 5 minutes? Well, you still get to roll D4 to see how much resistance you inflict on the delve. So okay. And when it gets to 0, you've figured out a way to get across the chasm, basically, is how this works. So 1. All right, there's 5 points left. So yeah, you've made some progress. Not a whole lot. Rakk, is there anything you want to try?
Can I use hunt to find a way down?
Well, you've got a lead on it. Let's see, with hunt, I would say you can try. But you'll definitely risk instead of a D4 stress, you risk D6 in fortune as you're pushing your luck. Basically, Valanthe has found a potential path, and you can kind of scout it and actually no, you can try and gather some materials, like make a rope, so you can secure it. So
do that.
All right, so that's 2d10 for you.
Yeah.
8.
Hey, there's an 8.
8 is very good. Succeed and take no stress. You don't have any delve equipment, do you, though?
No.
All right, go ahead and roll a d4. 3. All right, so it's down to 2. So basically you find some vegetation that you're able to weave into a rope, and you can throw it across there. And so you can just use that as actually, no, you can choose. Do you want to use it as like something people can do hand over hand, or do you want to like tie it to people's waists so they can jump, but if they fall, the other two can catch them?
I'll do the hand over hand thing.
Okay.
I'm not helping anyone.
Okay.
Directly.
All right.
I'm still fucking furious.
That's true. So Garanhon, you can give me one more delve check.
All right.
If you do that, you can oversee the other two getting across as well as yourself.
Okay. Actually, before I forget, since it was last time, since I have the mage light with the D6 on there, does that actually assist me in the initial roll, or just afterwards for the quality of it?
Well, it inflicts. You see, how David and Tom have been rolling D4s.
That's what I was making sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. And Dicebot continues to hate me, so
Dicebot does continue to hate you. I'll just give you a D4 blood.
Okay.
So 2.
All right, and my protections absorb that completely. So
all right. So I will say you hesitate at the last moment and kind of flinch and fall and just sort of slide and scrape along the edge, coming right before the cliffside. as you just sort of hesitated at the last moment. So I'll say anyone can just volunteer to do this. They'll take a D6 blood stress though. So you don't have to make a check. Garanhon, you can just succeed if you just want to take D6 blood stress. Now that you've hesitated, you're like, no, wait, I can do this now. You'll just do it the hard way and land face first, essentially.
So, sure.
All right. You've got the armor. It'll be fine.
Although, if I can I brace myself with my shield before going down so I can have full protection?
Well, that's what you're doing. Like,
okay, yeah.
Yep, 6.
So only take 3.
Yep. All right. So I roll D12. Yep, you're fine. No fallout. So you've crossed the first delve. You've gotten across the chasm with the heart vein bridges. So now you have your choices open. You need to get to the Sump Station. You know the general location of it. The main problem is the most direct path is around Saunderwood, which again is a temple with a community of people, and you you definitely alienated them last time.
It's probably not for our best interest to go back there.
Right. So someone with discern, or anyone can make a discern check. And now, gather information checks do not inflict stress.
Okay.
So anything that's not tackling an adversary or delve do not inflict stress. So yeah.
Okay, and I do have discern.
Okay.
So.
Okay, before we go too much further, you did say that you took some damage on that. Some blood damage, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Just a minor one, yes. Bang my head, that's fine.
Okay, so you took some blood damage, yes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can.
What's your point?
I can make that go away.
Yeah.
I'm good right now.
No,
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I can heal you. Healing is a good thing.
I'll wait. I'll heal from a bruise. I'll wait until next time. Thank you.
Let's see here. Yeah, you can. Blood stress can be done by mend. And there's on a failure or partial success, you mark stress to supplies. So yeah, the only thing you're risking is Valanthe's supplies stress. So there's no penalty to you if he fails, Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
Just so you know.
I know. I'm fully aware.
So out of character, you should do that because it's just like fallout happens real quick, as you saw.
I can vouch for that shit.
Yeah.
Rakk, are you okay? Are you bleeding?
Like, not anymore. God, the other day.
I do smell blood. There's blood in the air.
Well, you're always going to smell that when I'm around.
Oh, this is fair. But that's why I'm asking. I wouldn't be your friend, your teammate, your healer if I didn't ask.
Let's see here. Yeah, this is wild domain because you're still in the wild because you're just on the other side of the chasm. But yeah, what do you want to do, Garanhon?
That's fine. Go ahead and heal.
Okay. So that would be 2 dice for you, Valanthe. And if you get a failure or partial success, you'll take D4 to supplies. You don't though. So what's your mend equipment at?
My mend equipment is my saliva.
Okay, and how much does that say? How much that heals?
Let's see. It's actually one of my minor abilities.
Yeah.
So I need to look that up real quick.
Learning abilities. Oh, it just says gain the mend skill. So if you don't have any equipment, do you? Yeah. Yeah, you don't have the physicals back.
I would think that it specifically says in.
No, you gain the
talent itself.
You gain the mend skill, but you don't gain, like, if you look in your equipment, if you pick the Physicker's bag, it says mend blood D6. So if you'd taken that instead of Sacred Blade, you'd be healing D6. But now, because you don't have that equipment, you heal D4. Just so you understand, like, what equipment does. but the talent let you roll an extra d10. So you heal 3. So you heal your blood. Garanhon. You can give me your discern.
Okay.
And what kind? Basically, you're not going to find a perfect path. Like you basically realize you're going to have to face a problem. What kind of problem are you looking for, Aaron? What thing do you think the three of you can tackle the best?
This may be more of an environmental problem too, a rougher terrain or something that we would have to go through because of the fact that we can't get through the town. So something that the town allows us to.
Well, you can go through the town. It's just going to be the people are going to be probably going to want to talk to you. And
I'd rather not. Can, so.
Totally fair.
I am somewhat good at talking to people.
Okay.
I do possess that skill set.
Okay, well, let's see what Aaron's Garhan's role is.
I normally just eat them, so if you want to talk, that's different.
Mm-hmm. All right, 10. Okay. You see 2 paths ahead of you. One is through the a path glowing with a unearthly light. It's a color that's kind of hard to describe. So you doubt anything lives there, but you're guessing that that's going to be pretty risky to your stability. In game terms, that's probably going to be risking echo stress. Okay. And then, that's sort of distorted terrain. The other terrain looks like you see a patch of air. You sort of look ahead a little bit, or scout ahead a little bit, and you get a scent of something mossy and wet. And you think something from a lower tier has upshifted to this tier recently. Another wild area, a mossy, swampy area. That doesn't. Yeah, it's hard to tell how deep it is, but there you don't know if anything would be living in that area, but yeah.
Okay, so with the area that has the echo damage, or at least there, would it be possible for because how long of an area as it is? Would I be able to scout it out by myself and then create a path for the other 2?
Not really. No, it's going to you would be. I mean, basically, you'd be. Yeah, no, you can't. It's underground, and you can't really get a long view of this thing. You can see the entrances of these areas. That's about it.
Okay. So, and with the other area, is that considered more of a Warrens domain?
No, wild. Like I said, wilderness. Warrens is like ruins of towns and like tunnels and stuff like that. This is going to be more open and like bog-like, I guess is the best way to describe it. So there might be, better resources available because they're from, lower in the dungeon or lower in the heart. So
to me at least that's what's calling me, going like, oh hey, if the heart has decided to give us something even better.
Okay.
So I might take more of the wilds actions of that.
Okay. All right. So you head in. You can give me another Del check to sort of lead the way. The resistance of this is going to be 8.
8. Okay. So for that, I need to make that at a minimum.
Well, all of you can contribute to that. Let's just see how your first initial scouting goes.
Okay. 8. Succeed.
Okay, roll d6.
Okay.
That's a full success, so you don't take any stress.
6.
All right, 2 left. You're very close. But that's in the distance. Rakk, you smell something sweet in the air coming as your Garanhon is leading the way.
Bees.
Yeah, it is plant-like a sap or something. And also your keen hunter ears can hear the sound of singing.
All right, everyone, heads up. There's something ahead.
Well, it's off to the side.
There's something ahead of us.
Yeah.
Here, it was something nearby, and it's sweet and smells like plants and singing.
So
I bet we can still kill it, but I thought you'd want to know.
Oh, I have heard of siren fungi before, but that's usually you want to avoid that.
It's definitely not a fungal smell. I will say that it is.
I know what mushrooms smell like. It's not that.
Tree of it's tree sap is what you would guess it is. Yeah.
And to be fair, if you've never had any of the singing mushrooms, they're quite delicious. Well, remember, every single mushroom is edible. Some of them exactly once, but every mushroom is edible.
Mm-hmm.
For some of them, you'll freaking hear singing and see a lot of weird things before your eyes.
Okay, so I guess we just need to be a little more careful on there. What was the direction it was coming from?
Oh, it's off to the side. It's not directly in your way, but these if you're looking for something, these bogs have been pretty barren. Because they've upshifted recently, so that might be the only thing you find. Of course, you're still not 100% through the bog, so yeah.
I would vote on possibly bypassing this one by chance, but this will be a group vote.
I'm good at passing it by.
Okay.
Gentlemen, where's your sense of adventure?
We lost it.
Rakk,
We lost it the other day.
I don't recall you ever backing down from a fight, especially not with a fight with a tree. But all right.
Last week, something happened. I'm still thinking about it.
It's okay. It happens to all of us.
A pile of teeth. It was a huge pile of my own teeth.
And also, until I have my hands on the mechanical vendor, I need to make sure I eat as little as possible.
Oh yeah, that tree sap does. You can smell it at this point. It does sound like something you could scavenge for food, or smell like it. By the way, Garanhon, did you pick your second story beat? I didn't write it down.
Yes, I did. So there's gain favor with a faction that can help with the goal.
Gain access to a faction that can help.
Gain favor with a faction.
Gain favor. Okay, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Favor with. Okay. Sure. We'll go. You can just give me, if you just want to try and get your way out as quickly as possible, you can give me another delve check.
All right. That's not as good though.
All right. Go ahead and instead of taking stress, you get you as you're debating this. Oh, we should avoid it. The path winds around and you think you're winding out, but now you can see a tree in the distance, in the gloomy distance ahead, and all of you can hear the singing quite well. They are people singing a saga of some sort, of an ancient battle, and you can see silhouetted figures sort of leaning against the tree or sitting on a nearby log. So it's a group of figures singing beneath a giant tree of some sort.
Listen,
yeah.
I hear them singing.
Yeah.
My, this here Anakin guy. Maybe Vader someday later? No. Is it? Do you guys hear it?
You're on the shrooms you just ate.
I remember the ancient battle on the fields of Yendor. It was a glorious day. Our house raised our banner, and 1,000 bannermen cried as one. They're
drunk.
They're very drunk. That was.
You know what? We're good at drunk. Let's talk to them. What's the worst that we're going to happen? We're going to maybe make friends with some very inebriated surface dwellers?
No, I'm more worried they're going to try to send us on a task. They're going to ply us with liquor, and we're going to agree.
So don't drink too much liquor.
How the hell do you do that?
Moderation?
It's this wonderful secret that I have called only having a little.
I literally don't understand what you're saying.
Come on, let's talk to them.
Okay.
It doesn't hurt to talk.
That's not true. That is empirically not true.
All right, so what are you doing, Valanthe? Are you boldly stepping forth?
Actually, I will. I'll walk towards them and just friendly wave. Hello.
All right. So by the way, this is did I mention there's a low mist rolling through this dark bog, barely lit by your own illuminations and some phosphorescent fungi, just here and there. Very, very aesthetic, by the way. But so you didn't really notice, but now that you see, oh, they're not alive. They're very skeletal. They're dressed in ancient, moth-ridden, eaten robes and tattered armor. They're
dude.
They're.
I mean, you can still get high when you're dead. That's awesome.
Yes, these courtiers are quite skeletal, and they a bard to visit us. Tell me, Sir Bard, do you know the saga of my good friend here, Sir Finswith? Of course you recognize me, do you not? And of course I would be remiss to, there's Lady Arbalest over there, but you recognize this house and this sigil, that only I wear.
Do I recognize that?
You'll have to make a check of some kind. Probably, let's see here, discern would be a good one.
Okay, so I do not have that skill.
So you can just roll 1d10. And if you fail, you just don't know.
Well, if I fail this roll, I do have a backup plan.
Okay.
Could I assist him with my discern?
If you step forward, both of you two are still, like, cowering in the darkness.
I think there's a difference between cowering and going, those are skeletons that are talking.
Okay.
I think it's weird.
Well, you have not stepped. You did not say you were stepping forth. So
I do have a D8, or I mean, I do have an 8 on that.
Yep.
And I was going to say if I fail on that, I'm going to use the skill for compel to just, why, do tell me your story. I have heard rumors, but
you do
I would rather get it directly from you, good sir.
But you do recognize him, that sigil. It is a high elf by the name, well, he was a high elf, Sir Ethelrun.
Quite frankly, he still is.
Yeah. You remember seeing statues of him in the city above. Not great statues, kind of like, you know how there's like statues, this guy, he donated enough money to have this building named after him, so we'll put a statue of him here in the corner. It was like a place you met other people once upon a time, a long time ago. You don't like to think about it, but in another lifetime. So yeah, he's like, someone who's been dead for hundreds of years. You can, just generic, all those high elves, but yeah, they're dead. Sir Lady Arbalest has a chalice that she is dipping into the sap that leaks from this tree, and consuming it. It seems to disappear, as it enters her skull. And they are having a grand old time. But Sir Ethelrun is pleased that you know his name. And they so Valanthe, what do you want to do?
To hear his story. I mean, you don't necessarily find yourself hanging around a ghost tree like this in the middle of nowhere for nothing, now do you?
That's true.
An ugly ass statue like that.
Yeah, basically the high elf equivalent of that statue. So for the listeners at home, Tom posted a picture of a very, very badly done Civil War guy.
It's Nathan. It's called, like, known as the hideous statue of Nathan Bedford Forrest.
Okay, it's pretty hideous, I have to say.
It's something.
It's almost
like a marionette.
Yeah. So yeah, you can just listen to their sagas for a bit. And let's see here.
There is nothing that old elves love more than regaling people with stories of all of their great glory from long ago.
Okay.
So I'm going to give them the chance to do just that.
Yeah. Garanhon, is there anything you want to do? Are you also going to make your presence known, or are you going to do something else?
I will. I can't really sneak around to do anything else at this.
You can try. Like, you can always try.
Yeah. I will make my presence known, but I'm not going to make a discern roll to see if there's anything else that's striking me as odd about it, other than just the woman. It's like the obvious corpses that are sitting up talking. So
yeah, and drinking tree sap.
Yeah. So if there's discern something that might be familiar about if I've seen something like this before.
Okay, yeah, you can give me a discern check as you study it. Okay. Rakk, what about you?
I'm standing by. I'm just kind of waiting nearby to like eventually some kind of, something's going to drop. The other shoe's going to drop, and this is going to get violent.
Okay. So Garanhon, obviously you realize that tree sap is valuable. You could scavenge it to fix your supplies for your supply issue. It's probably very calorie dense. So you also notice there's a very nice tapestry folded up on one of the logs that seems to be in good condition. And there's some other assorted knickknacks on their personages or just around them. Rakk, you're just chilling then?
Yeah, I mean, I'll make my presence known, but...
Okay. Oh, yes, good huntsman. Have you found any game here?
Not yet, but the day is definitely young.
Ah, yes. So... Valanthe, you've been listening for a while, and, you realize, they're not really giving you... They're just these stories just go on forever, and there's lots of in jokes, and they just there's a lot of genealogy involved. So and so begat from so and so, and married this person, and this but you realize you could try and either guide the conversation in one of a few ways. You could try to get them to reveal secrets of some kind to you. You could also reveal, also try to get some of that sap for you or someone else to try out. Perhaps a drinking contest of some sort.
Kick all your asses.
Yeah, certainly your good friend Rakk would be very good at a drinking contest, you would think.
Unless I'm going up against someone who's dead.
Well, I mean, one of your story beats is engage with a bandless Reckland, drink, drugs, or sex.
I am saying that. I mean, if we're really going to do this, then it's going to happen.
So, but yeah, what do you think, Valanthe? If you just want to listen to their stories for a bit and then move on, you can. But if you want to escalate a bit, you certainly can. They seem to be pretty peaceful, just sort of chilling out as skeletons, drinking tree sap and singing songs and telling stories to each other,
as they are wont to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think that let's try to engage them in the peaceful way. Hey, friendly competition. I am willing to bet 3 yards worth of story that I will take with me into the other places that we go. 3 whole yards of story that I will tell without any changes. Exactly as written. That's what I'm going to wager for our side. But in return, if we win, my buddy gets to fill his canteen entirely.
Oh, with our precious tree sap? You'll tell us good stories. So how do we know if you've won or lost? We simply, all 3 of us must agree that all 3 of your stories are excellent?
Oh, no. The contest is not me telling the stories. That is the reward. You give me your stories, and I take them out. I take them with me to every place that I go, and I must tell them. I will be compelled to tell those stories.
Look at the mouth.
So that your legacy will live on and on.
Okay. The all three of them sort of harden up a bit. And they start, well, even though they don't have eyes, they eye you very coldly for a moment. Go ahead and make that compel check. As the air seems to drop in temperature a little bit.
But what I was proposing is a drinking contest.
Okay.
I still got 7.
All right. So you will take D4 mind. As a chill goes over your spine. So that's 3 mind stress.
I'm not taking it. Skitters is.
Okay. Does
Familiar.
what ability is that called? Is it just the familiar?
Familiar.
Okay.
Basically, I've developed a special relationship with a creature. I feed it my blood, and in return, it accepts the monstrous changes of my magic. So he's a dwarf Rex. He's a spider, about the size of a chihuahua, 10 pounds or so.
I guess this would be magical fear. It says only magical, but yeah, that's fine.
This is definitely magical, Ross. Try to tell me it ain't.
All right. Yeah. Okay. All right, yeah. Is that 4 or 6 stress that you have on that?
He can take 4 total,
He can take it 4.
But
okay.
At this point, he's only taken 3.
All right.
And I can choose to assign to him when I wish.
Okay.
So I'm giving him the 3 right now because it's less than his 4. And he's
okay, well, Skitters is very skittery then. But let me make a counter proposal. We'll tell you. We'll each tell you a story of our deaths. And if you do not run from here in fright, then we will give you a bottle of tree sap. But actually, wait. No. There's 3 of you and 3 of us. Well, each of you shall hear one of our stories of our demise. And each of you, if all 3 of you are remaining here, you shall each get a bottle of our sap. But if any one of you run, then we'll run you through.
Well, that sounds reasonable to me. If one person runs, that person gets run through?
Oh no, the people who remain behind. We're not chasing after you. But you also must stand here with your necks out. So that Sir Finwith can strike out.
That wouldn't be running through. That'd be cutting our heads off.
That would be decapitation, yes. I mean, running through is a shot through the body, like right here. I'll definitely bare my heart to you. I mean, look.
Oh, yes.
Here it is.
Well, we're not scholars. We're nobles. We don't. This is not a court of law. You get the idea. 3 stories of our deaths. The stories of our deaths versus your bravery. How about it,
gentlemen?
Actually, I'm just gonna kind of rip whatever cloth I'm using for a shirt right now. Like, let's do this.
All right. So, yeah.
Bring it. Bring it on.
All right. So, who will go first then? And our 3 stories.
Here.
All right. Good huntsman. Whose story shall you hear? Me, Sir Etherin, or Sir Finn's with you, or a good lady, Arbalist?
Tell me the ladies.
Of course. So the lady Arbalist stands up. She's wearing a ruin-stained gown, but it still looks beautiful in its own way. And she elegantly glides towards you.
Before we do this, I think you still look good.
She takes out a fan and flutters it in front of her.
Classy.
And she's wearing a wig, of course. Very, very Mask of Red Death, Versailles, but
I am being serious. I'm like, damn, you're looking good.
Flattery will get you everywhere. And she leans into you, and you can feel the cold touch of death on her bones, bony fingers, as she ever so gently puts her mouth to your ear, and she begins to speak. So this is going to be endure. So go ahead and roll. This is also wild or cursed. Or occult domain.
I have cursed.
All right, so you get a yeah. This is cursed AF. All right, so it's bad. It is terrifying. So you can. I'll let you choose. Do you want this in echo or mind?
Echo.
Echo. All right. It is only 3. And let's see if that causes any fallout. No, fortunately. So tell us, in brief, what happened to Lady Arbalest?
Oh, she was definitely poisoned on a wedding day.
Oh, on a wedding day. Oh, and it was a particularly brutal poison.
It's not like some quietly go to sleep poison. It was eat you from the inside type poison.
Yeah, and you can feel the poison working on you as she talks about it. You can feel it boiling your insides, your veins turning to lava. They're on fire. You can feel it. You can see the blood rushing from your mouth. Your organs shriveling and dying, and then it's not, and you're there. So you withstood it.
Right. I'm gonna thank her for the story, and then gentlemanly kiss her hand.
All right, very brave of you. The two,
it's like it was truly a horrific death, and I'm glad I experienced it.
Very good. I'm
lightly bowed and turned back to the others, like, "That's one, bitches, yeah."
And here's number 2.
All right, whose story shall you hear, Sir Ethelred or Sir Finswith?
Which of the two looks like the bigger, braver warrior?
Sir Finswith, he's the strong but silent type. He speaks the least and has the biggest sword.
Go with the other one.
Okay, Sir Finswith.
I figure that I would rather hear the one that died the coward's death than the warrior's death, because warrior's death is usually quick and direct.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to leave that one for Garanhon.
Oh, so you're leaving the warrior for Garanhon.
Yeah.
Okay. Warrior. The Finswith is the warrior. Okay, so you want Sir Ethelred.
Yes.
Okay. So this is endure. Cursed, occult, or wild domains apply.
I actually do have the occult.
Okay, so you get to roll 2 dice.
Okay. I do not have the endure skill, so that is just simply 2d10.
Mm-hmm. If you take fallout, it'll be to echo or mind, and it'll be a d8. So that's a d8. What do you want it in?
I will take it in echo.
Okay. 7. So how did...
Actually, that's 6, because I do have
1
protection in that.
All right, so that's 6. And you're fine. I mean, you're not fine. But you don't take any fallout from that. So how did Sir Ethelred die? Was he drawn apart by, was he drawn and quartered?
Oh, no. It was far worse than that.
Oh.
He was actually stabbed to death by 4 of his best friends on a day when he least expected it. It was the celebration of the birth of his first grandson, and not only was he murdered, but his entire family was.
His entire family was. Wow. Yeah, and
to watch them as he slowly bled out.
Yeah, and you can feel those blades go into you. And for a second, you see Rakk and Garanhon stabbing you, and looking on you with glee, as you feel the blades sink into your flesh. and then it's gone. But so you're a bit unnerved by it, but you were brave. So
here's the thing that you forget, High Elf. I'm a drow. That right there, that story, that's the average Tuesday for my people.
Only
For you, it's a tragedy. For us, it's the normal. That's actually natural causes for most drow.
All right, so it's left down to Garanhon and Sir Finswith.
Yep.
So he is the large, strong but silent warrior. But he gets up to whisper in your ear, hefting his giant sword. And yeah, this is Endure.
Okay.
Do you have any?
One can do.
Yep. You don't have any the domains, I believe.
Nope.
All right. Let's see here. Oh, that is 7. Do you want it to echo or mind?
I'm going to go to Echo because I do have protection, so that will reduce it down to 5.
All right. So yeah, you also manage. You take 5 echo stress, but you do not take fallout from it. And how did Sir Finswith die?
Sir Finswith was always known as one of the more honorable knights of his court, in particular for the fact that he was always considered to be far sterner in keeping up traditions, and would believe that the students are not the ones who failed, but the teachers in this. So when one of the squires he was training, and this is when he was an elderly man, ended up accidentally releasing one of their horses into the wild.
Mm-hmm.
So the knight who had owned the horse was wanting to kill him for this transgression, but Fenwick stated that he would take on the punishment of this, which enraged this other knight, and the knight basically took him up on his word, said that he would beat him within an inch of his life, and begged him honestly to stop, for allowing him to stop, because Fenwick would say that he'd only take the equivalent punishment that would go onto the squire to allow his life to go on. So he let himself be beat to death for a trivial manner by an angry, selfish knight.
All right, it is a brutal beating. You feel gauntleted fists raining down on you, your bones shattering, your collarbones just gone. Your ribs turning into jelly. He's working you over, pulverizing every bone, everything in your body, until you die of massive system shock, and organ failure. He was a very strong man. And he was very good at doing this, and very good at meeting it out in such a way that you didn't die quickly. He didn't hit you in the head until the very end.
Trying to let him know, to ask him to please stop it, and Fenwick's like, "Nope, you do this."
His fist is also ruined by this. It is. But you snap out of it. You're fine. The skeletons see the reflection in all of your looks that all of you have been you stood your ground technically, but all of you have wide eyes, your pulse is up, cold sweat. You felt their deaths, if only for a moment, and your bodies ache with phantom pains that don't exist. They hand you 3 glass bottles. Old wine bottles filled with a sap. So it's a D8 cursed and wild tree sap. So intoxicating tree sap. Very good.
Very good.
My stress is really up.
Mm-hmm. So you can go on your way. And
as I leave, I'm gonna once again turn to the lady and just do the call me thing.
All right. Yeah, she'll be okay. Let's. I'll make a note of that. Let's see here.
I'm thinking like, normally I'm not into elves, but that one, something about that one I like.
Okay. Definitely. Something to keep. Yeah, I will. I have made a note on. So you continue on. You reach the place where you have you don't have to make a roll for the rest of the resistance. The encounter sort of did that for you. And you get to the battleground where you fought the Sourceborn construct. There's still some scrap left unscavenged. The dam is unstable or partially destroyed, but still intact right now. And there is the entrance gleams ahead. So Valanthe, you can see that they had a mighty battle here. Many of Rakk's arrows are sort of lying on the ground. There is quite a bit of destroyed metal scrap. Yeah, and the stink of magic is in the air.
If only you could have been here. It was glorious.
Yeah.
Rakk, I'm not even going to ask what did you do, because I see the signs. They're right here. Da 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 da. You decided to pick a fight.
I did what was necessary.
You picked a fight.
And it was awesome.
So, yeah, you can get access to the Sump Station now. Now, the Sump Station is there's some example equipment on T10. Ooh. So let me pull up the thing on the Sump Station. It was used part of the cursed Vermissian train network in order to keep water out of it because it was underground. But that didn't work out so well for the whole thing. The domains in here, technology and Warren. Yeah, you open up the airlock to go through the dam into the Sump Station, and you can see ancient pumps several stories high. You formerly used to suck out the brackish water out of this place. The walls are porous and are unstable, and water can seep in and does seep in places. The pumps are long broken, and the furnace powering them is cold. The station is flooded, at least waist high. So, yeah, this is a big place. There are lots of things here. And there's a giant turquoise crab wandering around. So, and there's also a vending machine that Garanhon wants. So, and there's also, who knows what else is here. Yeah. If you want to get to the chart a path to the vending machine, that's going to be a 6 delve. Okay. You already know where the crab is going to be at any given time, so you can set up an ambush. Now, remember, you have a machine that you're supposed to get on top and attach to the top of the crab's shell, which is going to be also, delve would be used to do that. Hunt could be used to get the drop on them, and then mend would actually work to attach it, or kill to just force it on, or sneak to sneak up on them. Or you could even try to compel the crab to try and work with it. You don't know if it's intelligent or not. It's a giant crab. None of you know. So, yeah. Do you want to do the main plot thing first, or do you want to get your vending machine first?
I think we can aim for the vending machine till later. So I don't want to fight while it's on my back and have it potentially broken. Okay. Because then I'll just start weeping.
No. Okay. So yeah. What do you know where the crab will be at a given time? Okay. Although you don't, that's in normal circumstances. Once the crab detects you, you don't know how it'll react. It may not go back to its regular pattern. So
I forgot if I did this last session, but can I use discern technology on the device itself to get more of an understanding of what it does?
You did. You already did. It's used to communicate over long distances. So the merchant wants to communicate to the crab for some reason.
Okay. So, trying to figure out how we would be able to do that, because with that, Valanthe, you said you had understanding of the wild, correct?
No, I do
Oh.
not.
Rakk?
I have understanding of the occult and of havens.
I mainly kill people.
Yeah,
Okay.
the domains in here are going to be technology and Warren anyway. So.
Oh, they were.
Warren,
Then
I do have Warren.
Yeah.
Okay, then I as well. I just gained that too. So, all right. So yeah, if there's, I would like to. If I do a discern Warren to see if there's a specific way that we could approach the crab that wouldn't panic it.
Yeah, you can give me a check.
Okay. All right. Finally, can use 3d10 again. 2 9s. Yeah.
Okay. There are definitely places you see that you could get the drop on the crab, like literally, and just drop on top of it and to put it on there. But like, is that what you're looking at? Is that what you're trying to go for?
One, I would say, well, in this case, that would, I feel being ambushed, it would panic it. So if I'm trying to make the assumption that maybe if it's communicating our
Well, if you drop on its back, and to be fair, that is a rather large crab. It's huge. If somebody light enough were to drop onto its back, it might not even notice that it had a rider.
Yeah, you could try and gently sneak onto it. There are places where someone could, like, there are platforms and pipes you could stand on, wait for the crab to pass, and then attempt to sneak on it. So, okay. That would be another option. So you could either just drop on it and have speed. You could use sneak to do, but you also realize that there are sometimes the crab's above the water line, sometimes the crab's going to be below the water line. And so you're gonna, the sneak option is going to be slow. So if you sneak onto it, if you want to stay on this crab, you're going to have to hold on when it goes underwater. Also have to be pretty good at holding your breath for a while. So if you do the drop thing, you're just on it and it's, bucking wild. Now the other option, there's one third option, which is to stand in front of it and just try to negotiate with it through compel and hope that it can understand human speech. Now,
and that was sort of my thought of seeing if we could do something that wouldn't panic it.
Well, you also realize it's not the only creature in here. There are wretches in here. Wretches are, well, weird little chimerical animals. There are, let's see here, something that used to be 4 dogs, but now it's 1 dog. There's a crocodilian shadow, barely seen. A finned pig-like creature with a horribly wide mouth and gills. So, yeah. There's just horrible, weird little creatures. No one knows if they're escaped experiments or if they're just spawn from the flesh of the heart itself. But there's definitely a lot of them. Now, the reason I bring this up is probably the crab doesn't like those things. So if you showed it a bunch of dead wretches and you're covered in wretch blood, maybe it would be more kindly disposed to you.
Okay.
But that's entirely an educated guess.
Right.
So you have delve, sneak, and compel as options to approach the crab.
I am down for whichever of the 3 you choose.
Okay. Because at least at the point right now, if I can get on top of it, I can hook myself in some way, and my new apparatus showing the shard diving helmet would allow me to stay underwater if necessary.
Can you sneak?
No, I can't. Although if I can get some help with it, I can try.
I mean, you can always try to sneak.
Yeah.
Nothing's preventing you.
Look at me. I'm not helping anyone right now.
Fair enough. So,
mm-hmm.
So, but because since Valanthe has sneak, that's like he can help me take. That's like with my roll, and then I can get on. And if it does decide to dive, I would be in the safest position.
You can't use Valanthe's, like, he can't help you sneak.
Okay.
You can sneak. And Actually, no. By the thing, no. Actually, no. You can't. Sorry. He would just be risking the same fallout as you, the same stress.
That's what I thought because that's what we did the last time. So.
Okay, but only you are going on top of the crab.
That would be yeah. So,
okay.
Are you okay with that, Valanthe, or do you want another plan?
I would be all right with that, but I would rather prefer we have a distraction in place, if necessary, so that if things start to go a little bit apple-shaped, all we have to do is signal to Rakk.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that, and then Rakk can make some kind of distraction. So
I'm good at distracting.
Mm-hmm.
You're very good at distracting, and that's why I suggested it. We're playing to your strengths, dear boy.
Okay, so let me climb up and get ready.
All right, so you get on top of a pipe. Both of you get on top of a pipe that is basically, the crab's going to go underneath this pipe. That pipe's hanging from like a wall, but it drops down onto the corridor right below you, and you know that the crab it's a pretty tight fit, so the crab will have to go slowly. So you'll have time to sneak on there, and Valanthe can just help, help you down. So, but you're both going to be dangling on this pipe. So you're just kind of crouched on it, and Rakk, you're just ahead of them on another pipe, sort of hiding. And if you can pop out, and I don't know what you want to do for your distraction, but let's see if you even need it. So,
and just for flavor on this, I was actually planning to go with my true form for a few minutes here.
Okay.
Because, well, actually, shit, it doesn't work.
I'm gonna say this is definitely gonna be risky to go sneak onto the crab. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Would you say that doing this would fall under a hunt? Maybe.
No. You're not trying to kill or harm this creature.
Okay. Well,
hunt is like, hunting to kill. Yeah, that's when you want to that's also definitely not stealthy. It is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, on the other hand, though, because of Blood Quiet, when I'm in my true form, sneak and evade rolls are no longer considered risky.
Yeah, but
I'm not sure if that counters.
No, you also because I would also say that wouldn't work because you'd have to be by yourself, at least in this case. You're not the one doing it. Garanhon is. You're just assisting him, so the ability wouldn't count because you're just assisting him. You're not making the roll. Garanhon is. So basically, your presence gives him a bonus die, but you take the same stress. So yeah. True form would be a little distracting. Does that
more than a little?
Yeah.
So
yep.
We're just gonna go with the I know how to hide.
Yeah, and you know how to help him get onto the crab without making noise. So let's see if it works. So basically, it's risky. So you'll lose your highest die, but you gain. Let's see here. You have one base. You have one because Valanthe is helping you. And you have a relevant domain. So you're rolling 3 dice.
All right, come on. We can do this. We can do this as you're slowly lowered to your doom.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let's try the actual.
Yeah, it's 310.
I think I should get that roll. That helpful. Critical.
Yeah, it is a critical. Actually, it's not because you you dropped the 10.
Oh, okay. So you're right. So okay, well, it's still a 9, so it still succeeds.
All right, you do succeed. So you were on board you're on top of the crab, but the crab does not realize you were there. Now, in order to get the thing on, you're starting to work on it. So this is actually going to be mend.
Oh no.
Yep, this is installing a machine on here. Now it is technology, so
I'll at least get 2 dice.
But it's still going to be risky. Or you can, it's still going to be risky because you're on a giant moving crab. as it's shuffling through here. Now you don't have to worry about drowning as it goes under the water line.
Mm-hmm.
So the two of you just watch Garanhon go into the water on top of the giant crab as he is hurriedly working to drill some holes but without getting noticed by the crab. Are these going to be? Are there nerves here or here? It's a giant crab. It doesn't feel everything on it that happens to its shell. So the trick is to drill in enough that it's anchored, but without getting into the meat where the nerves are.
Yeah, we don't want to hurt it, so that's and then be bucked off or stomped. So
or hit by those D12 crab claws.
Yeah, you don't want to get crab hammered.
Yeah, well, we're about to find out. So
so this is also risky.
Yeah. Yep. Die spot.
All right. So you drill into it, and you go too far, and it before it's fully installed, the crab detects you, and is so I'm going to do a D6 just for fortune, and because nothing's happened to you yet, it's just realized you're there. So the question is, are you going to jump off and get away, or are you going to double down? Because it's going to try and get you off.
We have to get this on, so I have to stay.
Okay, so that's 3 fortune stress.
Okay.
And let's see here. So nothing. What's your current fortune stress at? Is it just 3?
It's 7.
Okay, so you get to wipe that, and you take fallout. So, and that is, let's see here, minor fallout. Been 7, you would have, let's see here.
It would have been bad.
It would have been major fallout. Here we go. Let's see here. Oh, you're separated. Well, that makes sense. The crab dives and goes into a tunnel. This crab can swim somehow, so you don't know where the fuck you are. Rakk and Valanthe, you see the bubbles disappear. You're gonna have to find your friend unless you want him to tackle this on his own. So, Rakk, you could use Hunt to track them.
I'm using Hunt.
All right.
Would this be a dangerous place?
Let's see here. This is what? Why do you ask? Are you talking if this is a dangerous roll?
No, desolate.
Oh, desolate. Okay. No, this is technology and warrens.
I have warrens. Can I use both the Hunt and warrens?
Yes. Yep.
All right, that's 3.
Now the question is: are you going to dive in directly with them, or are you going to go stay above waterline? If you go in the water, you'll succeed automatically. Otherwise, it's going to be a delve for you to find them. You'll have to get a 6. Does that make sense? But it'll be a risky roll. So, are you going to make a risky roll or a standard roll?
I'll make a standard for now. He seems fine, but I don't want to lose sight of him.
Okay. All right. So go ahead and roll. All right, you succeed. You take stress. This is also going to be fortune. You're pushing your luck. There's going to be 1 fortune stress. What is your fortune stress at now?
It was cleared, right?
For Garanhon. Yeah, in the last session. Yeah. Have you taken any before this session?
No.
Okay. So if I roll 1, you'll take fallout. But I don't. All right, you just take 1 fortune stress. So go ahead and roll another d4. All right, so 2. When you get it down, it's now at 4. You have 4 points to catch up to Garanhon. Valanthe, you can discern, delve, or hunt as well to catch up.
Okay. I think that I'm going to hunt as well.
Okay.
But I'm going to go above the waterline.
Yeah, so that's also a standard roll.
And I'm going to go true form. So that I get mastery on it.
Okay. So you get an extra die.
So that's 3.
Do you have the hunt skill?
I do now.
Okay. Do you have a domain? Do Do you have technology or warrens?
I do not.
All right, yeah, so it's 3. All right, go ahead and roll d4. 4. All right, so you'll catch up. The two of you working together, hunting, will catch up to him at the end of this round. So Garanhon, you're under the water. You're by yourself, and you're
fine. It's fine.
Yeah, you can try and mend to try and finish it. Well, you kind of fucked it up a little bit, so you definitely have to mend it. And yeah, so that's
all right. Yeah, I'm gonna try my roll again and see what happens. Mm-hmm. So, all right. Oh no! It's drill first, then 2 wires in, then put the battery in backwards. No, but positive to negative. Damn it!
Mm-hmm. You drilled too deep.
He did.
Ah, damn it! There we go. All right. See, we're fine. We're fine. It's gone. So
okay. So you managed to get it installed, and you don't take any fallout. But the crab is leading you somewhere, or has led you somewhere, as you go through here. And you can see, in fact, because you succeed in time, you can see he's decided he's going to try and basically try and knock you off. He is swimming directly so that you're going to hit a pipe really hard. So you've installed it, but you can just let go if you want, or you can make an endure or an evade check to hold on and not take any damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop off because we've done what we've come here.
Now this is underwater, so you're underwater. You don't know exactly where you are.
Okay.
But so you let go, and the crab swims off, and you're deep in the water. Give me a discern check.
Can I swim with all the amount of armor that I have on, or is it just sinking me at this point?
Oh yeah, you're definitely not. You're definitely gonna have to climb up the sides of the wall to get above waterline.
All right. And let's see, discern. I can use that'll be 3d10 since I can use warrens. Why do I keep doing this?
What? Just copy the previous thing, and you can. Just...
Oh no, I'm just not putting the D in there. That's the thing.
I know.
So I don't.
Just copy and paste.
It's all good.
It's all good, apparently.
1 success.
All right. This is just discerning. This is figuring out information. But you realize, there are like a good number of wretches. It's lured you into a wretch nest. And you're underwater. So fighting underwater is definitely going to be risky because it's underwater. Let's see here. So you don't have to worry about breathing at all, basically. Is that what your ability is?
I can hold I can hold my breath for an extended period of time, so.
Okay. So, you have to do, what are you going to do? You can try and fight them. I'll say there's 3 wretches. I'll say there's 5 wretches. Let's make it interesting.
Let's make it interesting.
Now you do see a way there is a wall, you can go to a wall and climb up and try and get to above the water line. That would be evade or delve, to try and do that. Actually it would be delve.
I figured that's going to be better for me. So anyway, because I'm not in a position where I can fight them effectively. So
okay,
and I'd rather make sure. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make my delve and just see how far I can get up, hopefully out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
So all right, no.
Okay, let's see here. You're going to take because you're by yourself. You're going to take D6 to blood and to supplies.
Okay.
So that is to blood.
Okay, so take 2.
Yep. And that is going to be 3 to supplies.
Okay.
Let's see here. And what is your current blood at?
My current blood is at 3.
Okay. All right, you're fine on blood. And what is... I'm sure you don't have 9.
Supplies is 3, yeah.
All right. So, they're biting and gnawing at you. worrying you, and you're stuck underwater. You're unable to get there. So new round, Rakk and Valanthe, you come, you follow a corridor, and it leads up to essentially a pool of water, but you can see thrashing below, and you see Garanhon's mage light from below. You realize the crab dragged him into an area where there's wretches, and he's fighting these chimerical scavenge monsters. They're basically the hard equivalent of rabid dog rat swarm. They're just nasty things. They're wretches, but they're but they're below like 10 feet of water. So you can dive in and fight. That's going to be risky for you because you can't hold your breath. You don't have a minor ability to negate that. Or you can try and help your friend up somehow. One of you can assist him with a delve check to pull him up.
That can't be me.
Okay. Oh yeah. Fuck that. You can just dive in the water, or you can make some kind of check to try and lure the wretches away from him.
Can I use Hunt to figure out a way to do that?
Yeah, sure.
All right, I'll try that.
And this will not cause stress because it's just figuring things out.
Nope.
Okay.
I can't think of anything right now.
You're just pissed. You want to kill something.
So angry. God, why am I so mad?
Yeah, you can just jump in the water and start stabbing them.
Unless Valanthe, if you have an idea, I'm very angry right now.
I do have a great idea, but it's going to involve you jumping in the water and stabbing them. So why don't you do that? And then I will take care of the second part.
Okay. So, do you want to
stab them?
Are you going to jump in and stab them? No, Rakk. I'll say for free. If you go in the water and fight them, that'll help Garanhon.
The things I do. Here we go.
Okay. So this is going to be kill.
I've got that.
Yeah, war and domain. If you have that.
I do.
Yeah, so that's going to be 3 dice for you. Now, it's risky because you're literally underwater.
Of course.
Yep. All right. You're submerged. Well, no, that's a fallout. So let's see how much damage they do. They inflict D6 blood to you.
Dice roller is not doing it today.
5 blood. How much blood do you have? With blood stress?
This will be my first blood stress for this session.
Okay. Unfortunately, you take fallout, so wipe that. You were submerged. You were pulled beneath the surface, and you begin to drown. You were holding your breath, but they bite you, and you open your mouth. Increase the dice size of all stress you take by 1 step. So, ow, that's not good. And you don't inflict any stress on them. So, Valanthe, what are you going to do?
Well, I was figuring I could delve to pull him out.
You can just assist and let him make the roll, or you can make the roll and he assist. So, but you can just assist. Just reach down. So, Garanhon, go ahead and give me a delve check. You'll get +1 die from David, from Valanthe.
Jeez, nope.
Damn. All right, both of you.
Out for me tonight.
Yeah, both of you are going to take 1d6 blood. Both of you take d6 blood. So, just 2 for both of you.
And absorbed. So.
Yep. Valanthe, how much blood stress do you have right now? Just.
I believe that puts me at 2.
Okay. All right. You're pulling. You're there. So, new round, Rakk. You're submerged.
I'm not drowning.
Okay. You need to make a delve check. This is still risk. This is going to be risky, or evade if you have that, because you're in combat.
I don't.
Okay.
So that's just a 1.
Okay. And you don't have the Warren domain, or?
Oh yeah, sorry, it's 2.
Okay, so it's 2, and you drop the lowest one or the highest one.
Yeah.
It's not good. This time they're going to go after your supplies. They're biting into your backpack and ripping out your shit. Only 1 though to supplies. Yeah, your supplies are. Yeah, you just take that stress as you're trying to get to the surface, and then you feel you can hear one of your backpack lighten a bit as they're basically
stole your Fabergé egg.
Imagine like a crocodile the size of a wiener dog, and it's doing a death roll on your backpack. That's what it's doing. Another one's at your leg, sort of gnawing at your boot. It's worrisome, and it's not great. But next round it'll go after your throat. Let's see here. Back to Garanhon and Valanthe. Go ahead and give me another delve check with 4 dice.
Please.
Yeah.
Dear God.
Still risky though.
It's fine. There we go.
All right, so you both take another d6 of blood as you pull them. Which is going to be 6 to both of you.
All right.
So that's going to be... So how much blood stress are you at?
1 second. That still be absorbed by my 3. So 1, 2, and 3. So I have 6.
6? All right.
I want to double check and make sure, but I think I might have some way to absorb at least some of that.
All right, go ahead and let me know. So you're going to take minor fallout there.
Again.
Yep. Weirdly enough. So let's see here. Where is fallout? I need to just... I wish they had like a PDF with just like the list of fallout things. Okay. I will say you are winded getting out of there. So your attacks with melee weapons decrease stress by 1 die size. So your melee attacks are now a D4. Man, you're really hungry.
You think?
Yeah. All right. So Valanthe, you're fine. I don't think you're at 10 blood stress.
No, not quite.
All right. So now it's just Rakk down there. Let's see, Rakk, you can give me 1 more.
Yeah, I'd like to peace out. Please.
Yeah. Unfortunately, by yourself, it's really hard to do this. They're going to go for your throat this time.
Can't tell. I threw a pencil down.
All right, that's going to be 4 blood stress. Let's see here, but you're fine. I mean, you're not fine, but
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I should have made that a D8 actually, because you're submerged. But I'll say actually at this point, if you take D6, I'll actually, Rakk, I'll give you an idea. If you take D6 to supplies, you can throw out a ration and distract them and just get out.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. That's going to be 6 to rations. And what is your supplies? Sorry, what is your
I took out. It's a 7.
Okay.
No, 8.
All right.
8.
Okay. Your supply stress is very high right now, but you're fine. So the 3 of you get out, and the wretches do not. They start. They start. Their eyes start popping up from the water, sort of judging the 3 of you. But you can see that they're not willing to take the fight to the ground yet. They're watching to see how weak you are. But yeah, so you can back away from them, but you don't want to turn your back or look panicked, you know.
No, just stomping back. I actually pull out the shield and that just kind of slowly backing away, staring daggers into the waters like, come on.
There are a lot of bite marks on your shield now, and like broken fangs. Just wedged in there. They were gnawing on your shield. Yeah.
Probably a lot of bite marks on me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like it was an unpleasant experience for y'all.
Hi, I'm bleeding.
You think?
Yeah. Well, you don't have the bleeding fallout.
No, I just like I'm just.
Yeah.
I'm bleeding like I normally end up doing.
Yeah. So
Hold still.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hold still. It'll be all right.
I was like, yes, I know. Just do it.
All right. Yeah, this is a standard roll. Very good. So you can increase that healing to a D6 because you got a crit.
For 2. I managed to heal you for 2.
Yeah, you can heal 2 blood stress there.
Yeah, like one of the teeth poking me just kind of pops out. Like, that's better.
Yeah. Do you want any healing there, Garanhon?
Yeah. No, I can use them.
All right. You can also heal yourself, Valanthe, but that's a risky action, so you would drop your highest roll. Or your highest die. Damn. I'll just say it's with 2 10s, that's just going to be a full 6.
Okay, cool.
So
I got it. Okay, I know what I'm.
Oh wait, you're gonna take some supply fallout. Or no, that's only if you took stress from it. So you heal them so efficiently, you don't use up hardly any supplies. So
will that take care of my winded fallout, or is that going to remain until
that's fallout that remains until you can spend a resource to heal it?
Okay,
there are there are abilities that heal fallout, but those are specific abilities. Okay. Yeah. So yeah.
I don't think my witch's spit is one of those.
No, witch's spit.
It's a minor ability. It gives me the ability to mend.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, technically anyone can mend. It's just you're much better at it because you're actually trained. Yeah, you are there. You've gathered yourselves up, and now you just need to get your vending machine if you want.
I do.
Yeah,
I think we've earned it.
Now, I will say, if you want to hunt some wretches, you can get some resources from them. Let's see here. Yeah, you're a hunter, Tom. You could get some meat out of them, but that would require killing them, not running away from them. So that's optional. But probably you want to get the vending machine first because that's super valuable.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do the job first.
Okay. So, it's a delve check to get to the thing. It's 6 resistance to find it.
Who's our delver?
Garanhon.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you're rolling 3 dice, I believe.
Yes, I am.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Since we're still in the Warren, so.
Mm-hmm.
Crit.
Yeah, crit. Well, I think it's just full. I think you need. No, it is critical. Yeah. So go ahead and roll a d8 instead of a d6.
5.
All right, you're almost there. You find the tunnel that's flooded pretty quickly, and so you just need to figure a way to get in the room and pull it out without, damage it getting in wet, essentially. So yeah.
Okay. Oh.
So other characters can interact at this point with endure, discern. Those 2 skills would be very relevant right now.
Okay.
So if anybody else wants to help or assist.
I'll assist because I don't have either of those skills. I've got compel, mend, and sneak. That's it.
Okay. All right.
Although mend might come in handy in case something goes horribly wrong.
Actually, mend also includes repairing things, so it's not just people. So you could try, and actually I would allow a mend check. So yeah, repair something or someone that is broken, build something new. So yeah, you could mend to try and repair a duct that would get access to the chamber without that's above the water line, so you could gain access to it.
You did say that this is a great big sump station.
Mm-hmm.
What are the odds that I might be able to find a pump that could be... Nope.
Unfortunately, that does not work. So you take some fallout or some stress. So this is going to be blood as you just cut and scrape yourself. Pretty. Yeah.
Do fortune instead?
Okay. What's your fortune at?
Right now I have no fortune stress whatsoever.
Okay. Didn't you take fortune?
I would rather do...
Okay.
No, I have not taken any fortune.
All right, so it's 4 fortune. But you still take fallout, so go ahead and wipe it. Because every time you take stress, I have to roll to see if you have fallout. And I rolled a 1, so that's always going to be fallout. Let's see here. I will say, collateral. The next time you mark stress, a nearby ally marks the same amount. Then remove this fallout. So you're just gonna have some bad luck. In, well, a bit. But it's only one time. So...
All right. I will go ahead and do my CERN with technology again and see if there's a way to open the doors without immediately damaging the vending machine.
All right.
If there's a particular bypass that I can find.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, 7.
Okay. You'll take D4 stress because that's a 7. I will say this is also fortune. So.
Okay.
That's also going to be fallout. So let's see here. I'm just going to say, you know what's applicable? Unlucky. You cannot use fortune protection.
Okay.
So, yeah. You just get a bad feeling about this.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. So, let's see here.
Everything's coming up roses.
Mm-hmm.
Those horrible, horrible surface flowers with the pokey bits on them that just rip the blood right out of you.
So, it takes some time for you to hoist this thing out of here and start moving it. You don't have to make checks to move it. It is awkward, which will make it hard to move when you get back to the chasm, but that's a future problem. The thing is, it takes time, and in the meanwhile, you can see the wretches following you and watching you as you're shoving this vending machine through the tunnels, and 2 of you have to carry it at a time to get it over the high water parts. But as you near the exit of the Sump Station, there are you see your heart sinks a bit, Garanhon. You see, a robed man but he has a piece of like a warning light from one of the trains. He's wearing is like a helmet or a face mask, and it's glowing. You realize he looks at you and says, our fallen brother has come to give the Church of the Signal Box a tithing. Thank you. Leave it just put it down gently. Me and my 2 acolytes will carry it and guard it well, brother. You may go with the blessing of the signal.
Just put it down for a second, leaning across from it. Do I know you?
We are the ones gifted to hear the signal from the signal boxes of the trains. You actually heard of these guys before. They're signal box cultists. You don't like them. But
hey Ross, that handy shadow right next to us, I'm gonna slip into it while they're talking.
Sure. Go ahead and make a sneak check.
But keep going.
Yeah, they really fucking
Monologue away, guys. Monologue away.
Yeah, these guys also like are obsessed with the Vermissian train network. So, rival gangs over the same turf. So, you really sneak the fuck out of that. And yeah, there's you really don't like these guys. They like the same shit that you do, Garanhon. And, they're weird and creepy about it. Not like you.
Well, I tried to find discovery, so.
Yeah.
I appreciate your enthusiasm for other artifacts that have come through, but this has already been claimed. If you want to look at the other trains that have been through here, through the Vermissian tunnels, you can do so at your own leisure.
Stand down, or you shall see. I shall bestow upon you a blessing from the network that shall shatter your mind.
So, I'm going to go ahead and unsheath the at least my shield and look aboard.
Heretic! All right. Yeah.
First time I've heard that.
So yeah, they are not going to let it go without a fight, basically. So there are 2 acolytes and the main preacher. Valanthe,
Which one is furthest back?
One of the acolytes.
Okay, that guy is going to get true form hunt / killed. Whichever roll you want from me on that.
This would definitely be kill because it's up close and personal. You will get mastery because you are concealed.
Okay.
So yeah.
What domain are we in by chance?
Still in the Sump Station, technology and Warren.
Okay. So I think what I would like to do is activate the Bloodbound ability on my Sacred Blade.
Well, that's when you hit with it, I believe. Oh no! It actually is right now. You're right. It is right now. So yeah. Actually, you already have mastery because you're concealed, but the mastery will end on this one hit. So you don't have to use it this time. Okay. But on your next hit, you'll have to use it if you want to keep mastery. Yeah. So basically, you have your D10 hunt or kill. Do you have kill as a skill?
I do.
Okay.
I actually have mastery on it.
Okay. So
I'm in true form.
Yeah. So you have 3 dice. Go ahead and roll. And it's definitely a standard roll. So you succeed without stress. Go ahead and inflict damage on that. And what weapon is that?
That is my Sacred Blade.
Sacred Blade. That's a D6, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, go ahead and roll D6. All right. You stab him. He screams out in pain. He is still standing. He has 1 resistance left. But yeah, combat is on. So Garanhon, you have the next action. What do you want to do? Are you going to fire? Yeah,
I was going to use the my spike or my chain spike from the shield if necessary.
All right, go ahead and shoot your spikes at the cultist.
So the question is, are we using this for kill specifically or as a skill?
Let's see here. I believe kill. Yeah, murder people and creatures. Yeah. So, do you have the kill skill?
I do not, so it would just be 1 unless I can put in technology with this, since this is a little more effective. Okay.
Well, you're in the technology domain, so you do get that.
All right. Yeah. Excellent. So, all right, so at least be 2 D10.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's going to crit.
All right. So it increases so it's a D10 stress.
All right.
On one of the cultists.
Watch it be Mung Slap.
Could be. I mean, now that you said it.
Yeah.
Also 3. You've wounded him. He staggers back, shattered with spikes. Rakk, do you want to kill something?
Yep. Bow killing.
All right. 2d10 unless you have a domain.
Warren.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Warren is yeah. So go ahead, 3d10 because you do have the kill skill, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep. All right. Also a crit. So it increases your bow by 1 die size.
D10 then.
Yep. See if you can roll higher than a 3.
I do.
You do kill one. One-shot one. Good job.
I'm feeling my day's slowly getting better.
Mm-hmm. So new round. Valanthe, you're no longer concealed, but you still have mastery because you're in your true form. And you can go ahead and tear up that wounded cultist in front of you.
Yeah, let's see how this works. I think that's enough to hopefully finish him off.
Yeah, that's yeah, and that's since you get an 8, you get a success with no stress. Yeah, you cut into him. What does it look like to the others?
Well, they've seen me pull out this little knife before, and they've seen it seem to just leach the blood out of whatever I stab with it. And that's kind of what's happening here, is that the blood is flowing from him into the knife. If they're looking at me, which I hope that they've learned not to at this point, they'll notice that I've got way more limbs than I should. My mouth is a little bit bigger and has a little bit more pedipulp to it.
Yeah.
Which there's a reason why I wear so many scarves and so many, yeah. baggy clothes and capes and that. Because part of that blood is not just going into the knife.
Nice. Let's see here. Garanhon. Yeah.
So I can't.
There is
I'll probably
one.
need to get-
You can
Okay.
charge and melee. I mean, I would certainly say it's close enough that you can melee.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, then I'll make a charge on the melee attack and see what I can do.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, this time you're using your sword because you're.
so that was to be a 1d10 then. So
No, it's a d6. Oh no, yeah. In terms of fighting, it's 2d10 because you have the domain.
I still get technology on the sword as well, or
Yeah, you're fighting technology people too.
okay,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, it doesn't matter what weapon you. The only thing the weapon does is determine how much damage you inflict and what tags are applicable. Your shield is one shot. You only get the d8 damage once per fight.
yeah, I figured. No, yeah, I remember that. So okay, just making sure about what I can roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of those succeed.
All right. What does it look like as you tear down this?
If it's were we higher than them or were they on an even? Even so, after I shoot that out, I just go running in there. I actually use the shield to actually scrape down. I lean down and try to slide by as I'm slicing them with the blade, since I know I'm weakened and I won't get as much of an attack off as possible. So,
That's right. Your main, D4. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you only do D4 damage. But yeah, he only had one resistance left anyway. So,
and it was 2. So
yeah. You cannot help but succeed, and because none of you took stress from that. Good job. You rolled 8 or higher.
We're killers when the dice love us.
Yeah. Weird how that works out. Rakk, I will say you could use this. You could eat one of the bodies to use your rejuvenation. Yeah.
Oh, that shit's happening now.
All right. So you can get rid of Furious.
Yay!
Yeah. Other than that, there is one.
Yeah, I love it. I savagely tear a corpse apart with my teeth, and you know what? I feel so much better, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So much less angry.
Yeah, there's a
You definitely do look like yourself. You know, you're not yourself when you're hungry.
There's a D8 Haven resources worth of rusted machinery and coins, and miscellaneous stuff from the rest of them. Who wants to get that?
Why don't I take that for now? We'll put it into party loot later.
Okay.
Is there a way that we can sort that
Yeah.
afterwards?
Well, just take one. Actually, instead of 1d8, the other two of you can take a d6 Haven resource. So,
okay.
So basically everybody take a d6 of Haven?
Yeah. Except Rakk immediately eats his to heal his fallout.
Yep.
Okay.
So, yeah. All right. So you made it. Now, in order to get back, I'm just going to make this one delve. And because you have awkward, though, I am going to say normally it would be 10, but you're going back, so that's 5. So I'll just make it 5. No, I'm going to make it 7 to get back because you have the big ass fucking vending machine to carry. So, you need to navigate back. And when you go back through the bogs, the skeleton and trees are gone. Like he was never there. But if you fail a check, you'll run into an encounter. So, go and give me a delve check.
This is a trick to make me take my belt off, isn't it, Ross? Sorry, mild Green Knight joke. So,
You just want my gun.
all right. Okay, 2d10. Let's go.
Let's go.
Success.
Yep.
I get some 2 successes, but I do take some stress.
No, it's a standard roll. You get the highest one.
Oh, okay, cool. So, yep, I've got it.
All right, roll a d6 on your delve check.
Come on.
All right,
It's heavy.
It
We're
is.
going
It
much
is
slower.
heavy. It is 6. You have 6 left on this delve. So I'll just say, Valanthe, what is the skill you want to help with this journey back? I'll be very open to ideas.
Mend?
Mend. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. You know what would go a lot better? I'm just thinking quietly to myself, as I'm watching you push that big heavy thing up this hill, wouldn't it be great if we had like a thing with wheels on it? Unfortunately, the only things I can find are these toadstools.
Yeah.
Can't weld toadstools.
Yeah, and those toadstools are not pleasant. In fact, they you touch them and they sort of grow on you for a second. You rip them off, but you take 2 echo stress. And as you fling them off your hands, they land on Rakk's face. Rakk, you all go. I'm gonna go ahead and take off collateral from you, Valanthe. But Rakk, you're gonna take 2 echo stress.
Motherfucker.
Yep, and you're both taking make follow checks. And you're fine, Valanthe, and you're fine. You're both fine. You just took some echo stress. So
I just thought that you would want a taste of that too. Oh my goodness, that was potent.
All right, Rakk. You could do a hunt to try and track down a good trail to go back. This is.
I'll try that.
Yeah. All right. This is wild domain where you are right now. If you have that,
I do not.
all right.
Yep.
All right. Go ahead and roll a d4.
Okay, now watch this not be good. I'm just pessimistic.
That's fine. 3.
Except I'm awesome.
Are you down to 3 on your journey back as you make good distance going around
Want to
Sonder?
get things done? Hey, want to get things done? You send the gnoll.
Yeah. All right. Back to you, Garanhon.
All right, let's try this again.
Mm-hmm.
I know where I'm going. I just need to do a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Except when I don't.
All right. So you'll take a D4 in blood as you just fall, and so that gets absorbed by your armor.
Okay, we're fine.
But you stumble, you fall, you almost damage the machine, but you don't. But you do make some noise. And with this fail check, you will run into a couple of pilgrims on their way leaving from Sonderwood that come over. It's like, are you wounded? Oh.
No, I'm fine. So
it's you.
Hello again.
You caused so much trouble in our beloved temple. We quick, go and tell the others. They need to be known that the heretics are here, trying to skulk by without doing penitence for your sins. Why? And you've dragged another innocent with you. Your corruption is legendary. So there are 2 of them. One of them starts running back towards Sonderwood. It's a ways.
Make a health check to convince him we don't want any trouble, and if he messes with us, he's going to be getting some of that trouble.
Sure. Okay. They stop and they listen for a bit. Very well.
Look, the long story short of it is that we're just passing through, and once we're gone, we won't be coming back this way for a long time. And if we do come back this way, which is a big if, we will do whatever penance it is that would be required of us at that point. But for right now,
we got shit to do.
We've been having a rather bad day. Please don't make it any worse.
It would be helpful if you perhaps made a donation to the temple to help make things right. So someone's
going to balance that bag that I got off of the train guy.
The cultists?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fairly well. Consider this the penance.
Okay.
Consider it paid in full.
Okay.
And no more funny business.
All right.
I will toss that bag.
Okay. So yeah, mark off that resource, and you can just go. And with that, you don't have to make another check. For the rest of the delve, the only thing left now is getting the vending machine across the chasm. So you're back at the veins of desire, the big chasm you've had to cross so many times. So now there are other. This is not the only way out of Derelictus. So this is just the quickest way to the Sump Station. This is why you've had to keep going back and forth on this. For this, how do you want to do this? How do you picture yourself getting this vending machine across the chasm?
Do we still have any particular vines or wires that we can get across like we did the last time?
Yeah, you can gather some up. Well, I mean, actually, you can make a. If you just take a D6 to supplies, I could say you have it. You'll take stress to supplies. Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'll a D6. Yeah, go ahead and do that. So
that's 3.
3.
And what's your supplies at now?
3.
All right, you're fine.
Would I be able to well, I know I can't. I guess the domain. Well, could I do a pulley system or something with this? We're doing discern technology to try to create something to safely put the vending machine across the chasm.
Actually, that would be mend. But yeah,
or mend. Okay.
You can assist Valanthe to do that.
Okay.
So Valanthe would have also your domain technology. So Valanthe would be rolling 4 dice.
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, no, 3 dice. 3 dice because you don't have mastery.
Right.
Yeah.
But that would still put me at a better chance than I had on the last 2.
Now, as you're doing this, the thing is you need a plan B in case something slips. Now, there is a chasm below, or like a space below where Rakk could stand to try and catch it or cushion it if it falls.
With your body, it's the only thing that matters.
This big, heavy thing with your body.
Yeah, if Rack's up for that.
Well, he's not pissed off anymore.
Yeah.
Just don't fail.
Yeah.
Or I'll be very upset again.
Mm-hmm.
I just found my sunny disposition today.
Well, we definitely don't want you to lose that.
Go ahead and roll. All right, so that's going to take stress. Both of you are going to take it. So I will say it is going to be mind stress. This is really fucking stressful. Oh God. Oh, there's sweat. Ever see that movie Sorcerer? Yeah. It's like that. As you're inching this thing over a chasm with ropes, and Rakk is below. But Rack's just kind of like, yeah, wow, that's really fucked up looking. That's really stressful.
Don't drop on me.
Oh, that looks terrible.
That looks terrible. So that's 4 to both of you. So what's your current mind stress at?
4.
All right. You took Echo, right? That you took, yeah. All right. All right, both of you are fine. I mean, you just took a bunch of stress, but yeah. So, let's see here. You made it, and that's a D12 technology resource. It is as rare as they get. And certainly, let's see here. So you make it back there. You return to Varuth, the merchant. And your rewards are right there. It's a D8 Haven resource for each of you, and 1 for Outis whenever he appears. But there's only a note there saying thank you. But in the shadows at the far edge of the store, you thought you saw a crab climb into scuttle away into a hole in the wall. But that was nothing.
Well, I'm very much able to that was totally nothing. Ignore that.
Yeah.
Ross,
what?
I need to ask you this, and as a friend, I need you to sincerely reply to me, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just truthfully. Was this just your thesis about how everything's evolving towards crabs?
I can neither confirm nor deny these allegations.
You need to tell the fucking truth.
That's a D6, or you said that's a D8 Haven for everybody for the vending machine?
No, for the crab job.
Okay.
The D12 resources Aaron's, unless he wants to, it's a one big thing. So, Aaron can just keep it and make it part of his, let's see, what are his 2 plot beats right now?
Gain access to something, knowledge, or actually, gain favor with a faction.
You could use that resource for either plot beat.
Okay.
So just think about what you want to do. You don't have to determine right now, but you could either sell it to a faction and gain favor with them, or give it to them, not really sell it to them. That would gain you favor. or you gain access to knowledge of someone tried to conceal, for example, by dissecting it and just sacrificing it, basically, to learn its inner workings. And that would be, because that's knowledge someone tried to conceal. They tried to conceal the entire train network. So by learning the inner workings of this vending machine for your own knowledge, that would be a minor plot beat for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
The last Rolos in existence.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here.
Blood Rolos. I love that
Yeah.
candy.
So, and Tom, with the drink that you have, you could, if you drink the sap instead of using it as a resource, you could engage with reckless abandon by drinking the tree sap.
Oh, down that shit goes.
Okay.
Down the hatch.
All right, give me an endure check with the curse domain.
It is cursed.
It is.
Sorry.
Yeah. So it's 1d10, probably, unless you have the curse domain.
Let me double check my.
I don't think you have curse.
Yep. Yeah, it's 1.
Yep.
Nope.
All right. That is that a crit? Is there a crit failure on this game? Let me double check.
I thought the ones were. But...
Yeah. Take double stress. All right. So this is going to be mind stress, as you are just losing your goddamn mind over this with fear. So it's going to be 6 mind stress, and you haven't healed it yet because you just got back in Derelictus. So what's your mind stress at right now?
6.
All right. So you take minor fallout from this. Let's take a look at fallout. As you're back in Derelictus, and you would just lose your goddamn mind from this bottle. Let's see here. Nope, those are abilities. Fallout, here we go. Mind. You do something unsettling that bothers normal people. Obsessive behavior. Yeah, I'm gonna say weird is. You have an outburst. It lasts for days. As you just go on a binge and you black out. And when you wake up, there are several notes. Never come back here. I will get revenge on you, and the shadow strikes soon. You did something. You don't know what you did. Yeah. But you get that story beat.
Hell yeah, I do.
Yep. Let's.
You have to kiss the constable on the mouth.
Or did I eat the constable's lips? That's the question.
Yeah.
Through it once.
Mm-hmm. So let's see here. So that ends this session, I think, in terms of the immediate stuff. So you each have some resources now. You can spend them to remove fallout. You can. Let's see here. Tom just got his minor story beat. Aaron can figure out what he wants to do with the vending machine. David, you did not terrify or intrigue an NPC with your obsession. And you did not receive a insight from a person, but yeah, that's something you could try for later.
Well, to be fair, I did terrify the hell out of that one acolyte. He seemed rather scared for a few minutes there.
Well, yeah, I would say you have to leave them alive in order to be terrified, though. Yeah,
this is fair.
But you can work on that next session. Yeah, questions, comments, suggestions.
That was actually really good.
Cool. What do you have any ideas about where you want to steer the next session? We could work on, like, for example, David's thing. I could give him some ideas of places where he could get insight. Or Tom, you still need to kick someone off a tall structure. So yeah.
I really do.
Yeah. Does anybody have any ideas off the top of their head that you want to pursue?
Actually, I think that Tom and I can pursue both of ours at once. I'm going to find somebody and threaten them with my obsession and tell them that if they're not careful, they're going to get kicked off the top of a tall building. And then Tom could kick them off of the top of a tall building. It's the best of both worlds.
Sounds like a good plan. All right. Well,
Aaron, do you have any suggestions?
Nope.
At this point, most of mine were that's like fairly mundane, and I'll let everybody else decide on there since we were focusing on acquiring the vendor this time.
Yeah, and doing the crab job.
Do you happen to have a what's the word I'm looking for? Enemy. Yes, that's the word. Do you happen to have a recommendation for who should be terrified and defenestrated?
Anyone will do, really.
Well, I'll throw out some plot hooks in the group discussion after the game. So as ideas, seeds.
Maybe Outis has somebody that he wants scared.
Yeah, that's true. Anyways, thank you all for listening, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.